We now live?
I believe so. Alright, hello everyone. Welcome to Podcraft episode 5. We were not here last week. I was babysitting my nephew. Or having a sleepover, I guess.
Babysitting sounds
Babysitting
better
is...
when nephew's involved.
It was
Having a
babysitting.
sleepover with your nephew makes it sound like
He came
you're gonna
over
get a
for a
knock on your door.
sleepover. Put it that way. Today we have Corey with us, also known as Mr. Sodapop Curtis. You know who he is if you watched anything on this channel. Say hi, Corey. Why are you 10 miles away? What is your deal? We just played, what was that, 2 days ago? It was fine. Anyway, Corey's with us today, and he is our resident reptilian expert, and so we're going to chit-chat about reptiles, but first we're going to go to bed because it is nighttime.
Okay.
And I need to make sure my wife's going to deal with the screaming child in the other room. Can you guys hear that?
No.
Not at all.
I heard that last one. It sounded almost like a cat, which I'm assuming is your son.
That would be Henry, yes. He's in his room. So Corey, to start, which oh my gosh, it's so loud.
Oh, shoot.
Alright, I'm at my house waiting for you.
Okay, it might be a second. Raiders just rolled up on me.
Oh.
So go ahead and talk to Corey for a second.
Okay, so Corey,
Yes.
what reptiles / critters do you currently have? Like your sister, like you work with your sister's animals a lot, so.
Yes, I do. She currently has a bearded dragon.
Which is really cool.
She does have a box turtle.
A box turtle?
They're really cool. It's a turtle that can hold their shell up to actually close off the opening that
Oh, really?
out of. Yeah, they're really cool. You look them up, you'll see they actually shell up. You see the shell up and close.
That's different.
So halfway on the bottom of their shell, there's muscle, soft tissue,
Yeah.
allows the shell to fold up with the other.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah, it's a little cool one. And then she has her sulcata tortoise. Right, what is he? 70.
Is he pretty large? Excuse me.
Yeah, he's 7.
Is he the one that you built the pen for using a turtle sandbox?
No, that was Barney. That was the Mexican box. Mexican box turtle. They are generally small.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Corey's been building pens for a lot of these creatures outside, so
Outdoor cage.
outdoor
Nice
cages.
Here. Nice outdoor.
So she has a few turtles.
Yes. 2 turtles. So it's Frank, which is a tegu.
That's a big lizard, for those who don't know what a tegu is.
How big is big when it comes to this lizard?
He is about the size of my.
Of your
himself,
what?
It's probably about 3 to 20.
Is he cutting out for you? He's cutting out for
Yeah,
me.
he's cutting out.
He's about 30 to 25 pounds.
Nice. Yeah, so he's pretty large. I've seen a picture
It's
of
like
him.
a small dog.
Yeah, it is like a medium-sized dog.
Yes, and the personality of tegus is like a dog. They're actually known as the dogs of the reptile world. And a lot of people treat them like dogs. They'll just let them wander around their house. They'll sleep in dog houses. Frank actually has a few cat beds that he sleeps in. It's kind of adorable to see this giant lizard that could probably eat a cat sleeping in a cat bed.
Yeah.
And then she does also have a snake. She's a ball python. Her name is Willie. She is known as a ghost ball python, and the ghost part is the pattern on her scales.
Cool.
Basically,
And
there's
she's
kind of like
a decent size, too, isn't she?
yes, she's full grown.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's a decent size. She's a big girl.
How big is she? How, like, long is she?
She's a female, and they usually get about 3 to 4 feet.
Yeah. She seemed about somewhere around 3.5 or so. So,
Yeah, so she's big, but she's a lover. The thing that's nice with ball pythons, if anyone is thinking about getting a snake, I suggest ball python.
why is that?
They are generally more relaxed, but along with that, they are also the most domesticated snake till this day. So they're a lot calmer. They are less likely to bite you, because I know that's always the first thing people ask about reptiles is, will it bite?
Yeah. And
And my answer to that is, you have teeth, they have teeth. You could bite my snake or my animal. So maybe I
Just-
don't want you touching my animal.
just because you have teeth doesn't mean you're going to bite stuff.
Exactly. Everything has teeth
So why,
in some
why,
sort of way.
like, why want to have a snake? Or why have a snake? Like, what do you do with a snake? That's what I've never really understood. Is like,
Depending on the snake, you can hold them. Also, they're known to be, how do I say, a lot of people sexualize snakes, so a lot of people find them like sexually alluring.
it's a weird
along
reason
with-
to get a snake.
Okay.
Look it up. There are plenty of
Hey,
people who
Michael,
use
real quick,
snakes as
Over here. There's
Oh,
a
I saw.
yeah.
there's a creeper party going on, and we aren't invited, apparently.
I saw. There's like 4 of them stuck in the water. I'm gonna have to go over there at some point and clear that nest out.
Yeah, like one famous person, LaToya Jackson. She was known for her 2 snakes, Adam and Eve. She actually posed with them in Playboy Bunny when she was younger. So people also find them, use them for sexual alluring stuff. It's weird, yes. But also, I mean, they're fun, they're calm, depending on your breed, of course, like I said, your type. Because there are snakes that are actually known to just naturally be aggressive.
Which I mean, that kind of goes with any pet, right? Like,
Yeah.
I'm a dog guy, and it's the exact same thing. I mean, to an extent.
Well, yeah, some of it is obviously the owner. There are a lot of ball pythons that are aggressive, and it's usually because a lot of people like to starve their snakes on purpose to show people like the viciousness of when they actually eat.
So like, but a ball python is a constrictor, isn't it?
Yes.
So like, it's not. I mean, even if it has teeth, like, it's not gonna really. It's not venomous.
And that's
So, like-
yes, that's also why. constrictors are not likely to bite you as much because they constrict. So they're more likely to strangle the life out of you.
That's what I
But
say. So
also,
if your snake gets out of its cage in the middle of the night, could it theoretically like waltz into
theoretically,
your bed
yes.
and just like strangle you?
Yes, there's been stories for like the larger pythons, like a Burmese python, who actually have. There's been stories where it escaped and it did actually strangle the owner.
That's
Um,
crazy. But
but
that's a
like I
much larger
said,
snake.
yes, much larger. And we actually had I babysat a Burmese python when my sister was in college. Her name was Moon. Um, she was kind of unsettling for me because she actually had a respiratory issue, to where she actually had boogers that would kind of block her nose, and that would cause her to kind of have like a hissing sound. So every time I saw her, I thought she was hissing at me, but it turned out she was just breathing.
Just wheezing.
Yeah. So, I mean, it all depends on. Basically, there's the human factor, and then there's the genetic factor.
Yeah.
The human, how they raise it, and then the genetic factor is,
The drive of the
as
animal.
me and my sister call it, the crazy gene.
And that's not just reptilian. That I think is any
That goes for anything.
breed
yes.
of anything you would have that
Yeah.
battle
Right.
with.
Because that makes total. I mean, I'm a dog guy, and I've been learning to train dogs, and that makes like everything you're describing is something that you have to look at with, anything that's canine as well as sometimes they have either some of it's just innate of like what is that specific behavior. There are traits to a species, and then there are traits to the animal itself, and then there's learned behaviors based on how the animal is treated.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, Corey, I do have a question along those lines. Different animals are able to express like affection or bonding. From my understanding, snakes aren't like a pack animal.
No.
So, can they and do they like exhibit affection towards owners or anything like that? Because like with the dogs, since they're dogs are very pack driven, there's a little bit more of that. Cats, less so.
Yeah.
What about reptiles?
In my opinion, yes, they can. We actually, before she passed away, me and Lindsay, we had a snake, and her name was Lucy. And she actually did exhibit a lot of that stuff. Now, it's not as obvious as a dog, but you could tell when she was excited, you could tell when she was happy, you could tell when she was sad, and basically it was based off her energy level. So when she's more excited and happy, you could tell because she was a lot more energetic. You could literally see the energy in her because of just how much she moved. You could tell when she was in a playful mood because there was this cute thing that she used to do, and Lindsay loved it a lot, is she used to blow bubbles in her water. So she would stick her head under the water and she'd blow out her nose and make little bubbles.
That's adorable.
Yeah. And Lindsay actually wrote a whole paper showing her teacher, her psychology teacher, and teaching him how these animals do exhibit emotions and stuff like that. So just because something's cold-blooded doesn't mean they're cold-hearted.
Right.
Nice.
And that's the main thing I like to teach people is along with the whole biting thing, because anything can bite as long as it has teeth. But just because they're cold blood doesn't mean they're cold hearted. They have feelings. They can exhibit emotions and stuff like that. Now, whether or not you can actually read or attune to those emotions to recognize them, that's on you. I was very close with Lucy, and so was Lindsay, so we would know when things were wrong. Because we just recognized her behavior. So,
Hi, Lindsay.
and then along with that, there are other pythons that are naturally aggressive, and those are what people call show snakes. And by show snakes, we're not saying like you take them to a show and show people. We're saying like it sits in its cage, and you have this extravagant, beautiful setup of a cage, and you don't take them out. And the most common one for those are like the carpet pythons. They're naturally aggressive. They will try to bite you.
So, on that, can you, like, own venomous snakes? Like, do people
Yes.
decide, like, hey, I want to own a venomous snake? Like,
Yes, you can. I actually know of a strictly legal website where you can buy any
strictly
venomous
legal?
snake. Well, yes, because there are illegal websites too, but the website
right.
that I know of
So
is
not the
actually
black
a
market.
yes. No, it's a strictly legal place where you could buy any venomous reptiles that are actually for sale. And what people usually do with that is it's what you call snake milking, and you can make a lot of money from that. And no, snakes do not have milk. What you do is
Their
you have
fangs.
them bite something, and you basically take their venom, and you can
Right.
sell that to the hospital or other places that will make antivenoms.
Antivenoms, yeah.
Yes. So, and they'll actually pay a lot for that. And a lot of people have recognized that you can actually make a lot of money doing that. But also, you need to know the precautions with that. So, like in California and stuff, a lot of snake milkers, they use rattlesnakes because we have rattlesnakes. Obviously, you're not going to corner the market on pit viper venom because we don't have pit vipers here
Right.
in California.
Or most of the Western United States.
Yes. So it's
So is that like kind of the same reason why someone would want, like, I don't know, scorpion or something?
well, arachnids are a lot more different.
I don't get why people want bugs. I mean, arachnids. Like
Well,
snakes.
because they're fun. My sister, she has a I think she's a rosy tarantula. Her name is Charlotte. I don't know. There's just something cool about them. I don't really know how to explain why owning that. I mean, they're cool. They're actually in calm nature, and if it bites you, it's about the same as a bee sting. But generally, tarantulas don't usually bite you. What they actually like to do is they take their very far back legs, and what they do is they scratch their butt, and they fling the little hairs on the back of their abdomen, and they try to like blind you with those.
Like a porcupine.
Well, no, because a porcupine shoots the quills.
Oh, that's true.
They are just brushing it and throwing it into the air to, by chance, get in your eye and stun you.
Sounds
Whereas a
pretty awful.
porcupine, they will actually like shoot the quills and stuff.
Right, that's true.
Biting you is kind of the last resort.
And also, I mean, for me personally, Derek, I'm much more likely to buy an arachnid or a snake than to buy a cat. And you have a cat, so.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. And the thing with cats is you have to recognize you don't own the cat owns you.
Cats
That's
are
true.
cats are just devils.
That's
My cat,
just how
she's
cats
actually
work.
my cat's actually pretty nice, and she's a really good cat with the kids. But every
Your
now
cat
and
tried
then,
picking a fight with my 50-pound Malinois.
oh, that was our old cat. We didn't keep that one.
Oh.
Yeah, we actually have a different cat. I was
I
allergic
was
to
going to say,
that
that
one.
was not a nice cat. That cat was looking to fight.
Yeah, so the one that we actually went and got is a hypoallergenic cat.
Oh, nice.
So but she'll like the thing with cats is they seem like they'll just turn. Like they'll be all cute and cuddly, and then like 5 minutes later they're like
I'm
clawing
willing to
at your
kill you
hand,
all.
and you're like, whoa, chill out.
That's just cats in general.
Yeah, that's just a cat thing.
This is why.
One
I'm a
second they're
dog guy.
nice and you're petting them, the next second they're biting you and running away.
Yeah, it's really weird. I don't get it at all. Anyways,
That's
so
just
your sister has just the one snake, right?
Just
yes.
the one. Oh, she has a snake and a tarantula.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
there is actually
she's
a
kinda...
common there is a common snake that you can buy at stores that is actually venomous. And it's the hognose.
Is that a viper?
I forget. He's not a
There.
viper.
Hmm.
But
Oh,
he can't actually get you with the actual fangs because he is what's known as, well, it's technically like a gnaw bite, and what it is they stab you as they're like eating you. So what they do is they'll bite you and they'll try to gnaw because the fangs are actually further back in the mouth.
sounds pleasant.
Yes. um, but there are three different fang types. There is the viper fangs, which are the fangs that will actually fold back.
Right.
And those are what you
Retractable.
see in rattlesnakes, obviously vipers and stuff like that. There's the gnaw fang, which the fangs are like deeper in the mouth, and they'll bite and they'll try to chew and like try to get a piece of you like in their throat, and that's where the fangs are kind of located around there. So in order to actually get the venom from the hognose, you literally have to stick your finger down its throat to actually like be bitten by the venom. And
Lovely.
it's such a small snake. Also, it's um so and then there's another
Careful. Yep.
Yep. That's lava.
trying can't think of the other one right now. It'll probably come to me later as we're talking.
That's fine.
But the most common one you see is the viper fangs, which are the ones that will fold in and fold out when they're biting, which is, like I said, most commonly with vipers, and also rattlesnakes are also known for them.
Cool. So let's talk about Tony.
The tiger?
No. The possum.
Yes.
Possums.
So, for most people, well, actually, really, for everyone, a possum is just a vermin, right? Like,
Rodent.
right. But
Yeah.
people see a possum and they want to get rid of it. They don't want it around or in their house or near their house.
And once again, that comes down to the whole attack thing. People are afraid it's going to attack you and you'll get rabies and stuff. That's a huge misdemeanor.
Yeah.
Possums are not likely to attack you at all. A possum is literally what they're going to do is they're going to play possum. They're going to play dead.
Right. Now, Tony is kind of a special case possum. It's not like your sister went out and bought a possum. So,
No. Tony is a rescue. My sister is a veterinary technician, also known as a vet tech, or basically she's a nurse for animals.
right.
And so what it is they found Tony, I think, in their yard. She was young, just a baby, and she was abandoned. Generally, with those type of animals, possums, raccoons, if they are found in their nesting area, the mother will grab the two of the likely to survive, and she will leave the other ones. That's actually, my sister used to have a raccoon, and that's how she ended up with her raccoon. My brother-in-law was at a construction site. They tore down a wall where a raccoon and her 5 babies were living, and she ran off with 2 of the babies, leaving 3 of them there. My brother-in-law, seeing that they were there, brought them home with him. Sadly, Rhonda's 2 brothers didn't make it. Rhonda actually did survive, and she's actually living at Forever Wild Animal Sanctuary, because she just kind of got a little too crazy. They're very handsy animals, and she actually ended up breaking my sister's laptop. She completely ripped off the A key.
Oh my gosh.
And
They're
she was trying to
big.
get,
I don't know, like not a lot of people get that close to a raccoon, but one time I used to work super late at night, and I would walk home and came across some raccoons once, and they are not small.
It
No,
can
they
also
can't.
depend on. Oh, go ahead.
They do get really big.
And they're also not that afraid of you if they feel like
Yep.
they could be bigger than you. Like,
A raccoon is more likely to attack you.
yeah.
And see, that's
Um,
kind of
but
the.
they're
The
even
sucker
more
made a
likely to
cackle
run
sound,
away,
and like
though.
he was angry. I was like,
They're
oh.
Where
more
did he go?
actually likely to run away than anything. But when it comes to fight or flight, they'll probably most likely flee unless there's a baby involved or there's some other reason. But yeah,
Oh, Michael.
they will most likely attack
Yeah,
you
sorry.
more than a possum.
You've got emeralds up to your
Coming
left.
to you.
Look up to your left. There's an emerald block.
I see it.
I got 4 diamonds, in case anyone cares.
Yes, that's awesome. I already have a diamond pickaxe in the house,
Ooh,
so that we don't
there's-
have to worry about making another one.
There's more emeralds, like 7 blocks up from that one.
So
Anyway,
up.
it just seems, up behind that, beyond that, and or diorite. If you break through that
See it.
diorite, you'll see
Yep.
it. But yeah, I just think it's interesting that you've got this possum, which is like, it's got to be strange also having a nocturnal creature that's like completely off your normal like way of living.
Well, there's also a lot of reptiles that are nocturnals. My sister just recently got 3 frogs.
Are frogs typically nocturnal?
The ones that she got, yes.
Aren't frogs amphibians,
Yes.
technically?
But yes, a lot of frogs actually are, yes, they are nocturnal. But
Like,
So-
I mean, I guess their main predators, like what, birds or something?
yeah, along with other reptiles.
What was that?
It was me taking care of a problem.
Okay. Continue, Corey.
So yeah, they are mostly nocturnal.
Cool.
I'm trying to think, but the main thing to know with possums are, yes, they can carry rabies, but they are at such a low percentage for rabies, and that's also why people freak out when they see a possum, is because the first thing they jump at and think of is rabies.
Right.
And it's literally like 2% of the whole entire population of possums will actually have rabies. It's such a small percentage.
I don't know if we
I
even
mean,
have. Do we have possums in Utah? I don't know if we do.
Not to my knowledge. Chelsea had never seen one before she moved out to the Midwest and to Omaha to be with me.
I think it gets
And
too cold here for them to.
it gets colder out there. I think
Oh,
it's
that's
too
true.
dry here.
Oh, that could be it.
And it's actually kind of funny that you bring that up, Corey, because like the only time that my wife has seen a possum was one with rabies. It was kind of funny because she was like, "Wow, that animal's like really friendly. That's a giant rat." And I'm like, "Wait, what? Like giant rat, really friendly?" I remember what Grandma taught me: stay away from it real fast. Let's see what's going on. And it was like pissing and like standing in the light at night. Was not trying to find a den. So I ended up calling animal control because I was like, "Well, I'm not messing with this."
and did they tell you it had rabies, or?
Yes. That one actually did have rabies.
Yeah, like I said, it's actually super rare to even find one that has rabies. 'Cause like I said, 2% out of the whole entire population of possums.
Right. No, it's just
So
kind of,
that's
yeah. It had babies with it, and the babies are fine, but the it said that that one was rabies, and we were smart to call.
yeah.
Man, you should go panning for gold then. Won the lottery.
I was more worried about my wife wanting to go up and pet the strange animal. Like, honey, you ain't no Disney princess. This ain't gonna end well.
And
Well, that's the other thing, is you should never just go up to a strange
To a
animal.
wild animal?
And yeah,
just a general concept of, or general principle of living life.
yeah. So I mean, I know how to smartly do it. My sister has taught me. She's also been trained how to deal with wild animals, because being a vet tech, there are animals which they call they literally just call them like a hazard. And basically that's when like someone brings in their animal and their animal's generally kind of on the hostile side. So what they usually do is they usually sedate or kind of stone them out for any procedure, and that's basically because they don't want to get bitten. They don't want to have to euthanize the animal because it bit someone. So if your animal is generally aggressive to strangers, you should let your vet tech know or your veterinary place know, because they don't want to have to put that animal down because it bit someone. But also just so they can be prepared and they know what to expect from the animal.
Right.
Like my sister's dog Hank, he is actually known as a hazard. He doesn't like strangers. He's gotten a little bit better. The funny thing is he's actually gotten better ever since my sister had my nephew.
Hank's a big dog.
He's
Right.
a Catalua leopardhound.
I don't know what you just said.
He's
Hank's a
basically a
big dog.
miniature Great Dane.
Oh, okay.
That's what he looks like.
A Cataludo wetter? It's
A
like, what?
Catalua leopard hound.
Sounds like a big dog.
Yeah, he's, like I said, he's about half the size of a Great Dane.
Cool.
That's why I just call him a miniature Great Dane, because the Cataluas, they have Great Dane in them. And honestly, if you look at him, you're like, that's a Dane. And it's like, yeah, he's full grown. He's only half the size.
Which is nice. So he's like only what, 50 pounds instead of 100?
Yeah. Yeah, he's about 50 pounds. That's the funny thing is when she first got her sulcata, he was 50 pounds. And I was like, there's no way he's 50 pounds. And honestly, it's just because it's a turtle and how the weight is distributed. It's a lot more awkward.
Turtles are just dense.
Oh no, he's still 50 pounds. 50 pounds is 50 pounds, but it's how the weight is distributed.
Right. What I'm saying
And
is he may
he's
not be gigantic, but
I'm guessing shells weigh a lot.
well, I'm sure.
well, the shell is actually just bone with resin over it. So that coloring is just resin. If you go through that resin, it's just bone. So the shell, I don't know how heavy the shell alone would be, if that's most of the weight or not. But like I said, it's how the weight is distributed. Because of the dog, the weight is kind of not as focused. Whereas in the turtle, the weight is more focused in the center, whereas the dog is kind of distributed throughout the whole entire body.
Right.
And also, the dogs carry their weight a lot more. Even if you're picking them up, they still are carrying a lot of their weight. It's not like dead weight. Whereas a turtle, they don't really carry themselves as much. They kind of more drag their bodies. And if you pick up a turtle, they're not going to carry
Like
themselves
a dog can lift his legs and kind of, whereas a turtle is
turtle
just
can
going to
lift their
like
legs too.
lift his legs
but
up when you go to lift
For
him.
the most part, the bottom of the shell is being dragged.
Right.
Derek, did you take off from the fort thing that I made?
Did I take off? What?
I was
No.
wondering if you were still over here.
I am coming back. I had to make more pickaxes. Because I was stuck in a hole with no pickaxes and no way out.
Okay. I have a small hut over here that has like supplies. So come here.
Oh.
Sorry, I don't
Alright.
mean to interrupt.
I went to look for it and or
show.
something.
It's fine.
Oh, down here. Oh, no wonder I didn't find it.
Yeah. So back in here.
Cool. Cool. Nice. Nice.
Do you need some sticks?
Nope, I made 2 already, so I'm good. I put some iron in the thingy over here that's smelting, so.
Okay, sweet.
Oh, it's done. There's 9 left, 9 in it now. But I made like, I don't know, 20 something.
Yeah.
So besides this big hole in the ground that you've like layered out, did you do anything else? I noticed the glass under the water by Chelsea's house looks super cool.
Yeah, Chelsea's working on doing some stuff over there. Over here, the main goal is that this is going to become its own little habitat area. So, Derek. So this upper ring is going to be animals.
Oh, cool.
That's the where is it? Where is it?
The creeper?
No, there's an Enderman.
Oh.
Anyway, so this upper level is going to be animals. So we have ready food supplies. And then as you go down, everything that has a white band around the entry is a habitat zone. So that's an area that is going to have a complete floor out and glass in the middle. And you can dig into the rock and build your own little house.
Ooh, neat. That bat just flew into that lava waterfall and he's dead.
Deserve to die then. It's going to do something like that. Anyway, so the
Cool.
white ones are habitat rings, and then other secondary ones are just like mining areas and places to explore.
Nice. Cool.
So this is, I think I have 3 habitat rings plus the top.
This trench is insane. Like,
Oh, at the bottom?
no, just in general, like the sheer size of it.
Yeah, this took so much work to get this thing where it is now. And then the goal is up top, I want to make this into an actual working wall around the entire area and light it up enough that enemies can't spawn in here.
Right.
So that way we have a safe zone.
Cool.
So that's what I'm doing.
Fun. It looks cool though. I like it.
Thank you. Need to grab my diamond pickaxe.
A diamond pickaxe.
Yep, because I made a diamond pickaxe, and I need to make another portal.
Ooh, I love the Nether. It's a scary place, but I do enjoy it very much.
Hmm.
Anyways.
But yeah, like over here, I was kind of thinking, Derek, long term, we could actually kind of turn this into like a really fun community, like town community thing.
Oh yeah. We can even
So-
add Corey and Lindsay on. I know they're on PlayStation though, but I think they can. He joined my Windows 10 game from his PlayStation, so I know it works. You just have to.
Yeah, then they would be cross-platform because we're playing Windows 10 Edition, so
Yeah, we're playing the
we good.
fancy thing.
I think it might be time for me to start building my house in my hall in the side of the mountain.
Cool. Anyway, is that all the animals, Corey? Did we cover them all? 'Cause
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen pictures of almost all of them, I think.
I mean, she's planning on getting a crested gecko soon.
Ooh, that sounds cool. I don't know what that
Yeah.
looks like, but it sounds cool.
Yeah, they're kind of cool. They're a gecko they're mostly known for like being able to like stick to glass and stuff like that. Because they're not like normal geckos. They're actually more of a jungle gecko.
That's fun.
Yeah.
When I was in Madagascar, I had a chameleon that lived in my backyard. And we had these little teeny tiny geckos that would crawl on the walls. And it liked to eat them. I don't know if that's normal, but it seemed to really enjoy it.
Yeah, it's normal for lizards to eat other lizards.
It was fun. I'd get grasshoppers and stick them on the end of a bamboo stick and then feed them to the gecko and things. It's fun.
She used to have a iguana. Her name was Clover. Me and Clover never saw eye to eye.
Yeah. Aren't iguanas like...
Is that an iguana joke?
Well, no. It's because my sister forgot to feed her one day, and I went to take her out, and she bit me. And apparently I was tasty enough to where she wanted to bite me again. My sister didn't believe me when I sat there and said that she was literally after me. Until one day she was cleaning her cage, and she bolted out of the cage and literally chased me around the house, trying to bite me and whip me. And my sister finally realized, wow, Clover really wants to eat you. And I told her, yes, like, yes, she does.
Yeah, I've never... I mean, iguanas look cool. I'll say that. But I don't think I've ever really said, oh, I really want an iguana. But maybe it's because I've heard that the whipping of their tail and stuff.
Well, because that's what they do. What they do is they bite, and then they will use their tail and they will whip you with it while they're biting you. And that's just basically like a part of their defenses.
What a way to kill something. Like, bite onto something and just whip it until it dies.
And I will tell you, when it comes to being bitten by a reptile, don't just pull your hand away.
Right. It's just, that to me is a similar thing like with cats. Like when my cat starts going crazy and attacking my hand or whatever, like I just kind of leave it there until she kind of calms down a little bit before pulling it away. Because I know if I just pull it back, that I'm going to make it worse.
Well, with the reptiles, it's different because their teeth are serrated. So it's kind of like you have your pocket knife and there's like the serrated blade that's kind of like you just cut yourself with the serrated blade because their teeth are like hooks.
Right.
And the hooks are backwards. So, because what they usually do is, especially with snakes, is they use those hooks to actually get the food down their throat. So what they do is they detach their jaw, and the bottom jaw is not one jaw. It's actually split in half. And they use that bottom jaw as kind of like arms. And they'll kind of like one side and then one side to help pull the food in. And those teeth, what they are is they're literally hooks. So it hooks in and then pulls in.
Right.
And the thing is, if you get bitten by them, you don't want to just pull out because you have those hooks in you. Those hooks are in you. So if you just pull, those hooks are just going to shred through your skin.
Right.
And that's why when you see reptile bites, they're usually they're pretty gnarly looking. And that's because that flesh is literally torn because of the hooks.
Right.
In the mouth. So what you want to do is you want to try to get the mouth open. First, go further into the mouth to get the hooks out of your skin and then pull out. I know saying all that is kind of hard because you just got bitten and
you have to like stop yourself from your knee-jerk reaction, which is to just...
Yes, your natural reaction to just pull away. So obviously you do need to have sort of a cool head when you do it.
Right.
But the best thing to do is that.
Yeah, I screwed up another portal. I need help.
Right, 1 second.
I thought you only needed it. Do you need to make it 3 high?
They have changed the rules. You can actually do as big as you want, but I think it has to be at minimum 4 high. Hold on.
Because I thought that it was just a 2x2 hole and you didn't have to have the corners.
3x3, no corners. Like, there has to be 3 blocks in the middle at minimum. But you can make it much bigger if you wanted to. Man, that was way at the bottom. It takes forever to get out.
I freaking end up making another Stargate.
Yeah. I've seen some really cool nether portals where you can like build it back up against the wall, like make it gigantic and do some cool like external framing around it. Oh, you're coming down.
I need more obsidian.
Got it. Brink. Oh, careful.
Mm-hmm.
Are you losing all of that?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I'm picking it up.
I was concerned.
No, I'm standing close enough so that it pops up into my inventory before it drops.
Nice. Well, that's really cool, Corey. I think it's fun that your sister has so many different creatures and... Oops, sorry. That was my fault. But hey, look.
There's also George.
Who's George?
The pig.
Oh, that's right. She has a pig. I forgot about the pig. Is he a potbelly?
Yes, he is.
Yeah. I've actually met a lot of people that have had potbelly pigs. And like litter box trained them, like the whole shebang.
He's not litter box trained, but I don't. I've never heard about a pig being litter box trained. His issue is when mom is away and I'm babysitting him.
It turns into a nightmare.
Yes. He is a complete nightmare. He actually eats out of the litter box instead of using the litter box.
That sounds...
So that's nothing fun.
Derek, help.
He's a huge mama's boy.
Thank you.
Whoops. Not what I was trying to do, but okay.
I lost that one.
Yeah, and it's very interesting because, I don't know, I feel like not a lot of people have domesticated pigs. You know what I mean? Like,
The pig is domesticated.
right.
I mean, he is
But-
right.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, in that sense. But what I mean is, but I mean like as like a pet in terms. Is what I mean by domesticated. Like, you know, like people have pigs on farms, but it's usually because they're gonna turn them into bacon. Like,
They're livestock.
right, they're livestock. They're not part of the family.
Well, honestly, I know people back in the Midwest who still do that, even with what's considered to be a pet pig, where it's, you know, the runt of the litter and it's not going to live, you know, very long by itself. And so the kids can raise the pig and then give it a year or two, and then they learn how to slaughter the pig.
Yeah.
That is literally the plot of Charlotte's Web.
Hi, Chelsea.
It's like a big part of my childhood.
But that doesn't happen in Charlotte's Web.
Well, because a spider
almost
saves
happens.
him.
Yes.
That's a good point. That's the premise of Charlotte's Web.
Yay!
Portal to death.
Later, I'm going in. Maybe we'll be near another fortress. That's always fun and convenient.
Fortress would be nice.
Hold up! Don't go running out. This is a terrible location.
Oh.
Hey, welcome to the Nether. You are currently 500 feet above pure lava, and that's it. There's nothing else here.
Okay, well, let's build an observation deck.
For sure. This is just
Because this
death.
could be a
This is
really
straight death.
funny prank. Tell somebody to empty their inventory, then run through the nether
Did you
portal.
get another soda?
Listen, that's not a funny prank.
Hey, Bubba and Mason. What's not a funny prank? Oh, the bed. I told. Okay, shh. Off you go. Is this for me? Oh, thank you. Okay, go close my door. I'm talking right now. You want to say hi? We're playing Minecraft.
I want to.
We about pissed ourselves playing Minecraft.
We about fell over the edge into the abyss
It literally just spawned us,
in the air.
like,
You got a
it spawned
can
us
too? Where did
in
you
the
guys
air
go?
over a lava lake.
Thank you. What's this? Orange ginger ale. Or ginger ale and orangeade. Am I out or not out? Am I in or am I not in? Am I? Oh,
This orangeade.
orangeade. I don't know. Like lemonade and oranges.
Oh. It's
Oh,
orange.
hey, look. Hi, Bubba and Mason. Welcome to chat.
It's
Or-
golden orange.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what called.
Where were you guys? Why are they all cold and stuff? And not sleeping. Why are you not sleeping?
The real question is why am I not sleeping? That is the real question out here.
Where'd you guys go?
The neighbors decided to pack up tonight.
Dada.
So Henry was having a meltdown because he wanted to say goodbye before they left in their picture.
Are they leaving tonight?
Yeah, they left.
They're not sleeping here tonight? Oh, did you say goodbye?
Did you
Yeah.
give him a big hug?
Bye.
Did you say goodbye too?
Did you give him big hugs, Avenel?
Huh?
Oh, cool Minecraft world. Yeah, thanks. I didn't build it. It was all Michael. But hey, someone in chat says your world looks cool.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Okay, kiddos. Mwah.
I want to see all of it when you're done.
You want to see all of it? That was it? Ta-da! Daddy needs to go get more cobblestone and stuff.
You can do it.
Thanks.
So for somebody like I am new to Minecraft, relatively speaking. If I build another portal near where I built the last one, will it randomize the spawn or will it?
So here's how it works. It's a little bit complicated, but basically one block in the nether is like 15 blocks in the overworld.
So you
Right.
could use it to fast travel.
You can use it to fast travel. The danger is that since you built a portal here at this location, that portal is always going to exist in the nether. So you can break the portal in the nether, but if you go back into the same portal, it'll probably generate it in the same spot. It'll just double it up.
So any portal that I make, any nether portal I make, will go to that portal.
Unless you break the one in the nether. So if you break the one in the nether and you break this one that's here, right? And then you go build another portal somewhere further away, like, go, I don't
Like to
know.
where the village is.
Yeah, if you go over there, it may actually be a way better spawn than the one that we have over here. So, it's just kind of luck of the draw. Having one that is as high up and above just straight ocean of lava like that is pretty rare, but mostly just inconvenient. So, but
Feel like I got screwed.
yeah, because that's a cool spot for a portal. But now you have a reason to build around it, I guess. So there's that. But
I mean, maybe if that's going to be the case, it might just be worth it to
destroy it.
Well, no, to keep that. I don't know. I don't know what it's worth it.
So someone in
That's worth
chat
what?
just said if you put another portal 8 blocks from the other one, it'll spawn at the same place.
So if I leave the portal in the nether where it is,
And you put another portal near the one that you currently built in the overworld, you will still use that one that is in the
they'll both
nether
go to
world.
the same location.
Right.
So it sounds like the really decent feasible option is to just build out from where we landed.
Yeah. I mean, way up high.
Yeah, but I mean, we can see.
In a world with no water, it's pretty high up, but
Yeah. All right. So here's what I'm thinking is I think we found the perfect place to begin a rail car system.
oh yeah, that's actually not a bad idea.
So my thought is let's build out from our nether portal to someplace. We build a rail car system. The nice thing is that based on where our portal is, nothing's gonna follow us back.
That's true. Except maybe a ghast, because they can fly. But always build a cobblestone in the nether, because it's basically indestructible. Like the ghast can't break the nether or the cobblestone.
Yeah. So let's. Okay. So
At least I think that's what it was.
planning time.
That's as many
Let's-
as you had.
I'm going to
Yeah,
start digging out a little house for myself down in one of the habitat rings.
Yeah, that's an idea.
Yeah, you can do so many.
And then once we have a whole lot of cobblestone,
Until you can build.
did you get a whole lot of cobblestone?
I had some. I just threw some out there, or I just built out a little bit.
Okay, awesome.
But
Yeah, let's just decide whatever land is closest to the portal, and we'll build a rail system.
ice boat thing. That's a good idea. Yeah, we do have ice nearby, so that could work. You can do a thing with ice and boats and travel really fast across land as well. But
Bed now.
okay, love you, buddy. Mwah.
Is it the last part?
Yep. You want me to take you? I'll take you. Come on,
You want to go potty really quick first?
babe. Mwah, my baby. You want to say bye bye?
All night.
Bye bye. Say bye. Say night night. Mwah. All right, here we go. You want mommy to take you to bed? Mommy's tired. Okay, honey. You need to go potty?
Go potty and then I'll take you.
Right, I'll go potty.
Go potty. You have 10 seconds before I put you in your bed and lock the door. All aboard. Chugga, 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 chugga.
How far back does this mountain go?
At the bathroom station. You can do it.
Okay, legitimately building this. I mean, I don't know if you really enjoy playing Minecraft, Corey, but like this entire thing that I've created, I've just been having in the Hall of the Mountain King been playing like in my head the entire time.
I have to be in the mood for Minecraft. I can't just
That's
sit there and play it a lot. There's some games where I can sit there and I can just play all day. But Minecraft is one of those ones I just have to be in the mood. I can't just sit there and play it for hours. I'll actually start falling asleep.
Yeah, she's a cutie.
Mm.
Cute little girl. She'll probably fall asleep instantly.
Oh, okay. How far down am? Interesting.
But I mean, I don't hate the game. Because I just gotta be in the mood
What game?
for Minecraft.
Oh, yeah. So, Michael, what's up with this water wood thing? By the house.
Hey Chelsea, what's up with the water wood thing?
Is that made out of dirt?
I'm sensing some conflict here.
Nope, it's just that's her project. She was making some floating islands that have like lily pads and stuff. That's what
She's
she's
gone
been
dark.
doing.
She's gone dark.
Oh yeah, I mute my mic most of the time.
So do we have any other questions?
In your professional opinion, are dinosaurs reptiles or birds?
Technically both, in my opinion. Some evolved into reptiles and others evolved into birds.
Which one do you think the raptor was? A bird or a reptile?
Well, actually, I have a friend who is becoming a geologist, and he does have to go through a paleontology course. And based off of the new discoveries that they found out on raptors and how
That's
they
an
actually
idea.
had feathers, I do
Mistakes were
believe they became birds. As for which bird, I cannot tell you.
Probably the dodo.
The dodo.
Just couldn't catch a break.
So,
I've been to the island that dodos inhabited, and the last place that they lived on before they went extinct, thanks to the French. And now they just have a beer company called Dodo Leila. So, alright, give me 1 sec. I'll be right back.
because I mean, there are some dinosaurs that haven't really changed other than in size, like the alligators or crocodiles. They've been around, gone through minor changes throughout history. Literally just a change in size, which allowed them to survive longer because food started to become a little more scarce. Food wasn't as large,
Love you.
where the larger animals slowly started to die out. Therefore, they evolved
Locked in my
into
chair.
smaller versions of themselves. But otherwise, genetically, they didn't change at all other than that, other than size. Actually, before I was born, my dad owned an alligator.
That's fun.
Unfortunately, he died during a thunderstorm. His heat lamp went out, and he sadly froze to death.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I thought you were talking about your dad for a second.
Your dad's heat lamp went out.
Yes, my dad's heat lamp went out.
And that would have been horrible for me to laugh at, but I was like, oh my gosh, wow, this got really serious really fast. Not
No,
that
The
The
last
alligator
time we
died, not my
heard from
dad.
Steve, when his heat lamp went out in a thunderstorm. Your dad's name's not Steve. I'm just making that up. You said you wanted to do a rail, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go get rail pieces.
Build a causeway first. I think that needs to be a number one priority, is building a causeway to a landing site.
Yeah, valid point.
Do you need cobblestone to do that?
I can get it.
Well, I have 3 full stacks you can have.
Oh, I will take that.
Okay. I think I'm on Habitat Ring 2 on the far end.
Okay, I'm a distance away, but I will be back shortly.
Any other fun questions?
Chat has a question. It's what type of texture pack are you using? That's you,
Jeez.
Michael. What texture pack are you using?
I think we're using. I think I turned on the natural texture pack. I turned off Halo.
Yeah, I know we had Halo at one point, but you
liked
couldn't see
having
it.
the Halo
only,
on, but
only
it
I
wasn't.
could.
Working too well. Which packs do I have active?
It's one of the. This is the Windows 10 Xbox version of Minecraft, so it's one of the ones that are
Basic
available
ones.
there.
Oh, it's just the traditional one. I don't even have the.
no, that's not true.
Nice.
It's the nature one.
It's got to be natural. It's not normal
Yeah,
Minecraft.
yeah. It's the natural looking normal one.
You've been told.
I was the one who made sure to set it that way, so
Oh,
sorry.
Oof.
Derek.
Bite.
Yes.
in the small and like the small hut up top.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and here, give me 1 second. I gotta answer a phone call.
Okay.
Hello.
Well, that's not the way out. Oh, but that is close to the way out. Do Minecraft trivia? We could do Minecraft trivia. Maybe we'll do that next week.
Somebody was asking if I was somebody's father.
Honey, is there something I need to know?
I said I don't have kids to my knowledge.
To my knowledge.
Happened to my brother-in-law.
Not
So we found out about Dylan.
Wait a minute.
We were at social services and someone randomly screams, "James, I have someone I want you to meet." And my sister's like, "Really?"
Who
That's
is
a bad
that?
day.
What was funny is he tried to deny it, and looking at him, you could tell it's his son. Whereas my blood nephew doesn't look at him at all. So it's kind of funny. And
Talk
he's
about
trying to
bad
deny the one that,
RNG.
yeah, the one that actually looks like a copy of him. He's trying to deny, but the other one, he accepts it now because obviously they did blood testing and stuff like that. But when we first found
After
out,
they
he was
proved
like,
it beyond a reasonable doubt, I guess I'll admit it.
well, we also ended up finding out it was a fling before he shipped off into the Navy. So,
Gets you every time.
Every
Yep.
time. It's always that fling before the Navy.
I'm going to war. I'm gonna have some fun before they ship me out.
Oh, that's awesome.
So
Getting a phone call from the same thing, probably because it's another private number.
Should re-answer it.
I'm not even gonna pick it up.
I have a son?
I wish that I could. Oh, what I need to do is I need to get like a recording of the 5 Nights at Freddy's phone call.
Oh, yeah. Voicemail.
Hello, hello.
How do you get music discs but not from a chest? Is that a to see if I know the answer or you want to know the answer? Chat.
Because as far as I know, that's the only way to get music. 'Cause, I mean, I think they had some updates where you can find them, but
you can get them. Well, you can also get them from. They do drop from certain situations. So I believe it's similar to how you can get the heads of the mobs. So like, if a skeleton kills a creeper, like a arrow skeleton, if it kills a creeper, there's a chance that it also drops the head. At least the last time that I looked all this stuff up, which was ages ago, I think that's how Minecraft worked.
that's how you got that. So
Yeah.
I didn't
So
know
to
that
get
was
the
a thing.
heads of mobs, they have to die in, or be killed in specific ways. I can't remember what they all are, but I do know that one of them is that the skeleton has to turn against it and kill it. So
I know there's something special that happens when like a creeper gets struck by lightning.
oh yeah, if a creeper gets struck by lightning, it becomes supercharged. That is a thing.
and lightning also has a chance to spawn like the 4 horsemen.
The 4 horsemen. That's why we have those horse skeletons.
Yeah, because I was there when they spawned. That was a bad day.
Yeah. I killed them for you. Actually, they mostly kill themselves. Because there's 4 of them and they're a bad shot, they like to shoot each other. So, Alright. I don't care if I lose that stuff. And go. I need... Well, actually, I'll just toss this in here for now. Are you at that place that you said you were at with the cobblestone?
The cobblestone is inside the hut at
Okay.
the top of the chasm in the double wide chest.
Double wide. Got it. Makes sense. Doink. Doink, doink, doink. Oh, wow.
Does anyone have any other animal questions? I've also worked with lions and tigers.
Oh my.
What do you think about the Netflix spectacular?
I'm not going down that road, girl. I've actually worked with his tigers. A few of his tigers ended up at Wild Sanctuary.
No, wait. Who's his? Because there are multiple characters in that storyline.
The main person, I don't know.
Joe Exotic?
I didn't watch the show. I'm not gonna watch that show. It's all bullcrap.
Okay.
A lot of that stuff was actually faked and
What?
over dramatized. Yeah, a lot of it was over dramatized and faked. Sorry to burst your bubble.
How would you know if you haven't watched the show?
Because I know everything that happened with him because I worked at a sanctuary, so we know about other sanctuaries.
So,
She just doesn't want to believe you.
I know, that's not what I was going to ask. I was going to ask if he's ever met Carol Baskin.
No.
Oh.
I have met
think-
Ton from Auction Hunters. He actually frequently volunteers at Forever Wild. And he's actually a very close friend to the owner of Forever Wild.
That's cool.
I've met him. And he's actually
So
a
is
pretty cool
Forever
dude.
Wild the one you worked at?
Yes. It's over in
Where is
Phelan,
that
California.
located?
Phelan, California.
Oh. Okay.
And that place is actually a very reputable place and a good place. We even have one of our animals there. I mentioned her, Rhonda.
Very cool.
The raccoon.
We raised
I was
her.
going to ask if you believed Carol killed her husband, but I actually don't think you would know what I'm talking about.
I never plan on watching that. I can run out of every other thing to watch on Netflix, and I'm never gonna watch it.
And you're not going to do it. Okay, that's fair.
I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole.
I'm okay.
I
In
respect
case
it.
anyone's wondering, I'm okay.
Well, you didn't pop up as dead on my feed, so I assumed you were fine.
Oh, thank you.
I figured you're a grown man and you can handle yourself as well.
Yeah, well,
About
about
that.
that.
I was gonna say, like, what gave you that impression?
Yeah, who said what?
You said I'm a grown, responsible man. My children?
Maybe
Anyway,
where they
well,
go to mom.
it has been a little over an hour, which we try to keep this at about an hour. So thanks, Corey, for coming and talking to us about reptiles and critters and other things.
Anytime.
We will see you guys next week in episode 6 of Podcraft. Thank you for attending and listening in, and we'll see you next time. Bye. And count to 10 because I don't know if the stream's gonna end exactly when I hit end.
Hey, I mean, actually had some live people watching for a second.
Yeah.